Robertson on Friday. Cable's A&E network dropped plans to suspend Robertson for his comments about gays and African Americans. But now, a video made 4 years ago is getting attention. It shows Robertson talking about the merits of marrying teenage girls.
Look, you wait till they get to be 20 years old. The only picking that's going to take place is your pocket. You're going to marry these girls when about 15 or 16 and pick your ducks.
There are also continuing questions about A&E's handling of the situation. Abby Clausen is the editor of Advertising Age. Abby, good morning.
Good morning.
They tried to put this controversy behind them last week. They're not out of the woods, are they?
Not out of the woods, correct. And A&E had really no choice but to bring the show back. It's just to bring Phil Robertson back to the show. It's just too important a revenue generator for the network. But there's a couple things we don't yet know. And one is how advertisers are going to react come mid-January when the next season of the show premieres. They could very quietly pull their support, and that would change the economics equation. The other thing we don't know, as you pointed out, is, what else Phil Robertson has said in the past, and what he or potentially other family members might say in the future, which could be pretty controversial.
And how much does it matter what they've said in the past? I mean, he's already back on the show.
He's back on the show. I don't think this went down the way that A&E would have liked it to go down. The show might have even gotten a little bit of a short-term ratings bump based on the curiosity factor. But we live in a world where clips like this are easily available and even more easily
like this when there's this kind of negative publicity surrounding a show. As you say, initially it's gotten a bump, but longer term, is there erosion usually?
Well, I think in this case, if you look at some of the comments he made, and you look at, the majority of the country doesn't feel the same way he does, and that tide is shifting. Yet, there are 45% of the country who does feel that way. I think they do definitely risk losing some viewers who, just think, I can't identify with this family as much as I thought I could in the past.
What about the CEO of A&E, Nancy Dubuque? I mean, this puts her in a very difficult spot. I mean, first she suspended him, then she brought him back.
This is probably her biggest challenge at the network to date. Nancy Dubuque is a very seasoned cable programming executive and gets a lot of the credit for helping A&E and its sibling channel History become real cable TV powerhouses. But, in this case, I think she would have preferred it had gone down a bit differently. I don't think she'll lose her job over it.
Well, Abby, you point out, this show it's the most popular show on that network. I mean, how significant is it in terms of their bottom line? What does it mean?
It's pretty significant. I think you have some revenue numbers here to show just how much it makes for in terms of ratings and merchandising. And
we reported it was $400 million.
Correct.
You can't go into a Kohl's or a Walmart without seeing shelves full
of Duck Dynasty.
Yeah, 14 million weekly viewers as well.
That's
it's the number one show in
It's the number one
history.
show. I mean, it beat the season finale of Breaking Bad. It beat in ratings. So that tells you something right there. And it's another reason why I think somebody like Nancy Dubuque is probably the right executive to be at the helm right now, because she's a programming veteran, and they frankly need some more hits, so they're less reliant on such a controversy-prone family.
Any upside at all, Abby, for that?
Interestingly, in this time when you see cable networks and cable carriers fighting over how much carriers should pay the networks, I think showing that you have such a rabid fan base for a show like this could actually help A&E a little bit in the long run in terms of those negotiations. You don't want to be the cable company who has to deal with all these angry customers when you take Duck Dynasty off the air if you can't reach an agreement with A&E.
All right, Abby Clausen, thanks so much.
Thank you.